So, I want to start scripting the accent. Fuck. I want to start scripting all of the series, and I don't have any of the series scripted, but I just found somebody who gave me a bunch of ideas for short one-shots and kind of just a bunch of cute little ideas for short videos that I can post in between series. So I have Dustin, Steve, the person suggested Will, Robin, Max, and Elle. So if you're interested in any of those and want to hear the ideas for them, right now I'm probably going to do Steve and then maybe Robin. So here we go. You had been working with Steve for a while at Scoops Ahoy. You had been hoping to get accepted into college, but just like him, you didn't get in. But you weren't too mad about it. You were working a job, and you could always just reapply and maybe even go back to high school. Yes, granted, you hated that idea, but it might have had to be done, which if you could get into a college and get a better job than scooping ice cream and giving free samples to Erica, then you sure as hell would take it. You hated giving free samples to Erica and her little gang. It was your worst nightmare. You never liked the fact that they came in and abused the free samples. Made you angry, to say the least. Steve knew this, and every time he work and saw Erica ringing the bell, he would just know that you were sitting in the back, covering your ears, trying not to listen to that god-awful bell and try to ignore those god-awful children ringing the damn thing. Today was one of those days. He comes into work, and lo and behold, Erica is sitting there, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Hello, Erica Sinclair here. I want my free samples. I know you're in the back. Come on, you wouldn't be open if there was no one at the cash register." And just continues and continues to ring that goddamn bell. Steve walks past her, going into the back, sighing, saying, "I'll be out in a minute. I need to get dressed into my stupid my sailor uniform. I'll be out to give you free samples in a minute." Erica looks at him and says, "You better be out soon. I want my free samples. I'd like to try Rocky Road first." Sighing, knowing they wouldn't go away for at least 30 minutes, retrying every single ice cream at least 2 or 3 times, between each of them, taking turns ordering every single one of them twice. He knew he'd have to just deal with it, because you would not come out and do it. Walking into the back, he spots you huddled in the corner, just covering your ears and trying not to listen to them. He walks over to you and puts his hands on your shoulder and just motions for you to go to the movies with the party that had come storming through the store earlier. Nodding your head, you go to the movie theater, and lo and behold, they saved a seat for you because they've seen Erica walk in. Smiling, you sit down next to Dustin, who was like a little brother to you. You couldn't decide if he was like your son, because you were like a surrogate parent to the whole party because you joined late, but they trusted you enough to tell you about Elle and her powers and what happened to Will and everything, Hawkins' lab, they trusted you enough so you can decide whether he was like your son or a little brother. But he was definitely something. Smiling, you sit down next to him and start eating some of his snacks, but make sure only to take a little bit. Only what you needed to calm your nerves from Erica. After about 30 minutes, you decide it's safe to go back, so you tap Dustin on the shoulder and tell him, "Hey, I'm gonna go back to work now. You enjoy the rest of the movie." Walking back to Scoops Ahoy, you decide to start humming a song. Steve from inside Scoops Ahoy can hear you humming, so he just listens. Even though you're far away, he can tell it's you. It's your favorite song. Of course he would know. Once you make it to Scoops Ahoy, you pop your head out to the front and ask, "Is she gone yet?" Smiling, he walks over to you, pushes you out the door, or pushes you out from the back, picks you up from behind, and places you right at the cash register. You give him the most annoyed face you can muster, but he just smiles and as you ask the next person what they want. After a grueling day at work, you and Steve are exhausted. Steve, knowing full well that you walk to work every day, no matter if it's raining, snowing, and you would, no matter if it was raining, snowing, if it was the fucking apocalypse, you'd still walk to work. So, again, doing this for the second time, grabs you by the waist, picks you up, having little to no energy to fight back, you just let it happen. And he just puts you in the passenger seat, buckles you in, closes the door, starts the car, and drives you home. On the way to your house, Steve turns on the radio just a bit as you stare out the window. It's a mostly quiet ride home. Steve, noticing that you barely have enough energy to keep your eyes open, sighs, and for the third freaking time, he just looks at you, picks you up, and takes you inside. Your mom is worried sick, sitting on the couch. Still felt some sense in checking. But your mother was there. She was worried sick. When she sees Steve, she sighs and just points up the stairs and he nods. He sees your room and puts you down in your bed. Being sleepy, you decide to grab his arm and pull him down. So what's the point in even going home? Parents aren't there, just you or me. So anyways. He sighs and lays down on the other side of your bed. You being tired, mad, and just being completely in love with him, and your sleepy state didn't help at all. You crawl over to him, lift up his arm, and just lay right there with your head on his chest. Your head on his chest. He looks down at you thinking you're asleep. And just whispers, "Away from me." Opening your eyes and giving him a quick kiss on the cheek and laying back down. So, love you too, Steve. Thanks for tolerating Erica for me. You should have seen the movie that was playing. I swear, those kids are insane sometimes. Giving you a laugh and the pat on the head, you both decide it's time for bed, so you both fall asleep peacefully, just basking in each other's presence.